Hello, today we're going to talk about the best practices for introducing regrind back into your process. For this discussion, we're going to have the G-Max XL granulator, the Feedmax Clean Loader, the Gravimax G34 blender, and the M8 sensor control system. So the G-Max XL is what's going to be grinding our polypropylene part to then granulate the material. We're going to be using a rotary high-level sensor as an intricate part of this system. That's because we have an interface between our loader, our Feedmax Clean Loader on the M8 control, and the G-Max XL. This is going to allow us to make the most efficient process for evacuating the granulator. So we don't have unnecessary pulls from the loader. So when the level of the regrind reaches the rotary sensor in the granulator, we're going to set our timer. That timer is going to send a signal to our loader. Our loader is going to then have that set amount of time, let's say 5, 10, or 15 seconds, to evacuate the granulator before we then turn the high-level alarm on to alert the operator. The Feedmax Clean is going to work by developing a cyclonic motion of the airflow inside the loader. This cyclonic motion is going to allow the material to almost start fluffing inside the loader up and down to allow the fines to then leave the mass of material, pass through the screen and back to the sensor filter, allowing us to remove up to 80% of the fines from the regrind sample. From there, we're going to be discharging the regrind into our G34 blender. Our G34 blender is going to be using one of my favorite options today, the high-low regrind setting. The high-low regrind setting is going to allow us to have two different recipes depending on how much regrind we actually have in the blender hopper. If we have enough material to cover the sensor, let's say we'll run 15% regrind. If we're below the sensor, we're going to drop down to about 5% regrind. This is going to be perfect if your amount of regrind you're producing in your process is going to fluctuate. If you have different reject cycles, if you know you have some cavity issues, this can allow you to narrow the band on regrind usage, which is going to narrow the band on the change of viscosity or melt, narrowing the band on the part quality differences from shot to shot.